Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to my Impact review. And this week's Impact show was a pretty good, pretty decent show. I can't say good or something, but it was a pretty decent show. The build up to Slammiversery was kind of, up and down. Some episode, some episodes, some weeks are good, some weeks are not good. The July start is not a very good show, but a pretty decent show going into just now we have 2 weeks or something going into Slammiversary. I think it's on July 17th. So pretty decent build up and fairly. Frankly, actually, I isn't very excited like Sami Callihan versus Kenny Omega match. Could be a good match or something, 4.5 star match or even 5 star match. I don't know, but that's not it. But the story, the build up, and all, and the character that Sami Callihan actually brings about. There's nothing story to it. There's nothing kind of payoff that Sami Callihan needs his championship with because he's already a established superstar. So he doesn't need the championship right now. Fairly, and this is my opinion. I want to hear your opinion as well. So frankly, I'm not very excited for this match. I'm more excited for Reigns versus Edge actually, and for obvious reasons. And we get to the show nevertheless, where first match we saw was Satoshi Kojima and Jake Something versus Brian Myers and Sam Beal. So Brian Myers is actually we actually opens up with Kojima actually coming out to the ring, and he actually was met with Eddie Edwards, and Eddie Edwards actually request him, before you go to the Japan, I want to have a match in the Impact, a singles match between you in the Impact, with you in a in the Impact ring. And we saw Morrissey come up and Edwards for, and you showing this a good friends kind of attitude. It's not going anywhere. He says he tries kind of interrupting their good friendship, and trying to get in the head of both of them. So trying to have their character change, but that was not it. And Kojima actually comes up, and he was getting ready for the match, that singles match. It was right out of the bat, but Kojima actually was met with the in the Titletron as W Morrissey comes up, and he says that he's been taken out, and they didn't show a single segment or single thing actually he was get attacked. Such a nice good story that they actually began with, and they actually didn't show how he's and his attack and all. They didn't show it. That would be a very great sympathy for Eddie Edwards. They didn't show it, and out of that most, they didn't actually cared about that. As Brian Myers and Sam Beal comes up, totally different story. There's no relation to this storyline. Brian Myers and Sam Beal comes up, and Sam Beal. Brian Myers says, "Take note of." He usually does that thing, and and we saw Tommy Dreamer comes up, and he says that you're going to. Ref comes up actually, and Brian Myers and Sam Beal kind of mocked Satoshi Kojima, and they were going to the back. As ref comes up, and ref says that this is a decision. You're going to have a tag match with Satoshi Kojima and Jake Something. As Jake Something also helped. He was also out, and so that was this match. I don't have any problem with this tag match if you see, but the way they actually turn around this story, actually, that was bad, man. The opening of this Impact show was very pretty lame. I didn't like that. Satoshi Kojima and Eddie Edwards story, that could have been a very good thing. They didn't do anything, and they just introduced Brian Myers and Sam Beal into it, and a very odd pairing with Jake Something. Didn't look good. And this match was also a decent match. Nothing to say about that much. Kojima actually hits a Koji cutter and follows with the lariat, gets the victory. Jake Something had some offense and all, had a very good moments and all, but it was academic, and it was nothing to say about. It was a decent tag team, and I don't know. I didn't like this pairing with Jake Something and Satoshi Kojima. I don't know why. So Brand Myers was good here. Sam Beal got a very good opportunity here to showcase his talent, and that's if there's a negative as well as a positive in this match. Sam Beal got a whole lot of offense and whole lot of opportunity, kind of controlling Jake something to not get the tag, which Satoshi Kojima, such a big guy, and told a very little story there, but how they did, I didn't like that. So that's my thought, and we get to a segment where Gia actually, the backstage segment, which walks up to Scott Demore and wants his take on Dreamer being another authority figure with from the Anthem board. He got a phone call but pulls out a tarot card, and that makes a weird appearance from Rosemary and Havoc. And Rosemary wants a tag team title shot at Fire and Flavor, so Demore will take it under advisement, and he says that next time you show up nicely, don't do this kind of creepy stuff. And it didn't look like a creepy or something. It looked very bad. I mean, at this time, this type of things we don't believe. I mean, we get to Josh Matthews and D'Lo Brown talk about the main event, and we get to the second match, introduction of second match, which is Tenet Dashwood versus Rachel Ring. And this match being like a Charlotte versus the Asuka match kind of thing. I mean, they are a very good workers, but that doesn't mean they do. I mean, they are doing over and over again. Then it Dashwood is, I mean, sometimes a tag match, sometimes it's with Rachel Ring, sometimes it with Jordan Grace. And the post match thing was interesting here. The match itself wasn't that great or something. It was just there. I didn't like it. It was very dead air in the match. There was dead air in this match, and the normal stuff, that shenanigans that his manager does, and that was it. So in the post match, we saw she actually got a victory. Tenil tries a sunset flip, but Hillary counters with a roll up and get the victory. And Tenil attacks post match, but Jazz comes out and fights everyone off before Jordan Grace music hits and she shows up, and she actually took over all the heels, Calab and Tenil, and they clear out the ring and they hug out each other. I think so. It's just a one time thing they did. I think so. She could be turning a heel at Slammiversery. I still do think that would be in the I mean in the in the future. I mean, I think so, that could be happening, kind of. There's no point they show this for 2 to 3 weeks and they didn't have any result or payoff, nothing. So that's a payoff you can do in Slammiversary or post Slammiversary. So that's my thought. And we get to the another segment. In the back, we saw Chris Bay is interviewed about last week and how he want to, how he's not going to take a side, as Madman Fulton and Abali Shera and Ace Austin and all, they Rohit Raju and all, they are all a 4-on-4 4 man, and they are going to kind of work it together and take it out these face guys, Trey Miguel, Josh Alexander, and Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, Trey Miguel and all. So that's and they won't join their side, as he says. But Ace said doesn't want him either, as they appreciate him staying in this lane. And since Bay wasn't going to win that Limit X match, it's a I mean it's a it's going to be like that. They actually says that, and this actually annoys Bay, and he gets there off and he quits him for interview. So back to the ring, and I don't want to discuss this thing as well. I mean, I just want to have an update. That's why I actually speak about it. We get to the third match, which was tag team match, TJP and Falaba versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. Another time filler match. I don't like this kind of this Swingers Palace storyline that they actually had. So that's a way they actually got this storyline, and this tag team doesn't look good. That I mean, very bad, bad stuff. It doesn't had anything, because we saw Violent by Designs attack from the back. And maybe we could see a triple threat tag team championship match or something. Don't know why. uh, let's see how it goes. Valentine Design is a very great team, and they are on the very good momentum, but they should have very good competitors as well. I mean, last time it was the DK team, and that was a very good match. This time, I don't look like Willie Mack and Rich Swan. I mean, could be babyface team is good, but it doesn't look fun or something. I don't know why. And we get to another segment where Hogan and Steels got to Scott Demore, and they ask about the how they get the opportunity and all. Kimberly and this Rosemary and Havoc, and Rosemary and Havoc would be, I mean, it's good. I mean, they says that he could prove it next week and they will get shot at earning it. Hogan wants to know how we always talk around them like this. They senses to break, and Hogan wants to know how people can demand matches and all. Timur calls them the very best, and it doesn't want to feel they are not heard. So that's why we are going to have a match next week. This match, Rosemary and Havoc versus Fire and Flavor. So back from the break where Gia talks with Tommy Dreamer and his team about their cohesion. Dreamer says that together the team will stand and they don't like or trust each other apart from Sabin and Dreamer. Sabin get along with Sammy, but he hates Moose. Because if you know, Moose actually had attacked Sabin in that elimination round before the Under Siege, that championship opportunity match. And Moose says they should know how, I mean, by now he doesn't care who likes who. All he cares about is winning. And Sammy saw what happened in Jacksonville, and no one has a bigger issue with Kenny Omega than him. And Sammy says he's got beef with everyone across the ring tonight, but this is bigger than all of them. The build up to this match, pretty okay. I mean, I wasn't excited for this main event. Just Kenny Omega is going to wrestle. That was the only thing that I was, I mean, okay, good. He's wrestling in Impact Wrestling, so that's good. So it's about Impact. Impact having another. A six-man tag team match. We get to the back to the ring where we had a pretty good match. I mean, exhibition match is always fun to watch, and trademark of Impact Wrestling, as I said, each and every week episode. And this was a pretty good fun watch as well. Chris Bay versus Pete William. Surprisingly, Chris Bay actually got the victory here, and with the Canadian Destroyer into a cutter, and hits the Art of the Finish for the win. And uh, that was that was a move where Williams was trying, but it was countered, and he hits out of the finish, and he got get the win. A very good match, a very good back and forth match, just like we expect. The spots and all, the using of the ropes, the speed, the quickness, and all the quick takedowns and all, quick escapes and all, innovative maneuvers and all that, all the good words we say in this high sports matches and all. That was a non-stop action. That was good. And we get to another segment where in the back we saw. In the post match, I had forgot that post match, Ace Austin and Rohit comes up along with Shera and Madman Fulton. The big man start abusing Pete Williams, while Ace and Rohit tell Bay actually was skeptical and kind of stands there. Uh, I mean, doesn't want to do it, but he want to do it, and he finally decides he caught up with the faces, and he actually attacks with the faces. So there's a 4-on-4 team right now. So Madman Fulton, Rohit Raju, uh, Ace Austin, and Madman Fulton, Mahabali Shera, they are the team. And we have this Josh Alexander, the I mean, I don't remember the names and all. Uh, Bay and Chris Bay and the PD Williams. So they have their own team. So that's a good closing, a good 4-on-4. So it could be a great cohesion between these 4-on-4. But we know what will happen. It would be all thrown over. It's always like. It's always who wants to win the most. So because it's not a tag title or six-man tag title, this is for the single championship. This is for the exhibition champion. So we know how what's gonna happen. But the story is pretty. Good. Like a normal story we had seen many times. So face versus heels kind of thing. Kind of a multi-man situation they actually build up. And we got to the next segment where Susan and Kimberly try to figure things out, how Deanna Poroza actually dumped them and actually heel turned, and they've got some kind of last resort backup. And Susan asks who it is, and she says Su Young. So Su Young is coming back. Maybe she would be dethroning the women's champion, the knockout champion, actually, Deanna Purrazzo. She's been champion for a long time right now. I mean, she's doing good, but uh, with a change or something, it's not bad or something at a very big pay-per-view of the Impact show, Slammiversery. And we actually got an update as well, where in the show, as post SummerSlam, we actually have are having the live show, which is on Sunday, and Monday they are going to have a tape show or something. I think so. I don't know. It's an Impact show or something, but they are going live and they are having the fans and all. So Slammiversery is already sold out, and the crowds are coming back. So it's glad to see all these shows coming back and crowds are coming back. I mean, so excited for WWE and AEW as well. More than that, WWE, man, very excited to see the fans coming back. And that was the segment. And we get to next segment. We came Jake something talks, and he says Myers made fun of his name. It won't be the last time, because he deliberately puts a target on his back, whoever makes fun of him. And he challenges Myers to match. If Myers wins, Jake will say his catchphrase like, "You are the most professional wrestler," because his kind of that trademark line is that Brian Myers most professional wrestler. If Jake wins, then Myers will acknowledge Jake as professional. So kind of acknowledging thing that they bring about. So we get to a squash match of another squash match of Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin versus Manny Smith, a good little small squash match. Good performance by Steve Macklin. Don't know what's next for Steve Macklin. So he actually gets him. Macklin actually attacks him with blows with a German suplex, series of grounded elbow strikes, and Macklin ends with the inverted DDT into a belly to back pile driver, and that ends this dude Manny Smith. And uh, we get to the segment where Myers talks to the camera and he accepts the challenge from Jake something. And next week also we got an announcement where Kimberly and Susan will meet Havoc and Rosemary and will get the contract signing between Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan. So I think so. As I said, there's not a Havoc and Rosemary is kind of not going to face the knockouts titles, tag team champions. Rather, they're going to face Kimberly and Susan. So maybe kind of a number one contender situation for the knockouts tag team title. So I expect that Havoc and Rosemary uh, would be, I mean, become the victory. I mean, we already have seen Havoc and Rosemary, but I want to change the result. I mean, Kimberly and Susan could also win. And we'll get the contract signing between Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan for their Impact World Championship match, Slammiversery match. Not a very excited, not, I mean, I don't know. I'm underappreciating it. I don't know why, but the build isn't that very great or something. I mean, as I said, it doesn't mean something like Sami Callihan should win this championship. I mean, I don't know, man. Let's see how it goes, and we get to the main event, and where Team Callis, as Kenny Omega, Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson, is going to face Team Dreamer, um, Sami Callihan, Chris Sabin, and Moose with Tommy Dreamer. So last week they also actually got announced that Team Dream, actually Tommy Dreamer is going to having in this position as a six man, but Tommy Dreamer actually we got Chris Sabin in this. I don't know. They didn't they explain, or I missed out on that. I don't know. And this was a rivalry there as well, where Sabin and Moose they had a question where either they would be existing or something, and that's a question. No, because whenever they says if they would exist or something, it's like no. It's always the booking like that. So Chris Sabin and Moose they had a scuffle, and they actually pushed around each other because of the tagging that they were having. They were slapping each other for tags and pushing each other. So that actually Moose got angry, and he actually applauds him up and battles him up. And but the match itself was a pretty okay match. I mean, a decent match. Nothing to say. Kenny Omega's offense was also very less, and in the end, we saw, due to this due to this attack by Moose on Chris Sabin, that actually uh, made the whole lot of change in this match, and heels get the victory. As in the end, we always see the same ending. It was many very predictable match. We know that heels would win here. Heels are the strongest here, and Moose heads back into the ring and avoids a V trigger, but gets dropped with a Snapdragon suplex. Anderson tags in and hits Doc, hit a magic killer to win this match. Uh, okay match, okay main event, and nothing to say about this match. This episode was very average. I mean, I don't know if a decent word is also a right word for this episode. For some weeks, I mean, uh, Impact was very good for 2 months or something, but going to the Slammiversery, this episode is not good. This weekly episode was not good. It's not good for Impact Wrestling when they are going to the biggest show. They should do something interesting next week. I mean, I think so. They could bring Black Su Young or something. Maybe that interesting situation could be played out, and Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan should have a brawl or something that could be set up as well. The contract signing is there, so could be interesting how it would be. So it was unpredictable, it was predictable match, so that was this main event. And I hope you like this review, uh, average decent episode of Impact Wrestling. And please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content and reviews like this. And I hope to see you in my next review and next episode, guys. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, and as always, peace.